Okay, so there's actually a lot of good stuff going on there. We'll talk about ball position. We're going to move that ball further forward quite considerably. Because the lowest point, the club where it's lowest, where it strikes the ground, is basically underneath your left armpit. So the further you put it back, the more you're going to hit down on it, the more the club face is open, the more you're going to hit it over there. Okay? At this stage.
Yep.
Later on that swaps around a little bit. So we're going to put a little bit more forward in your stance. We can put a little bit more pressure on that left foot. And we're not going to lose the pressure off that left foot. So our elite players, regardless across the board, doesn't matter who you talk to, what method, for want of a better term, you're using, they will have roughly about 55% of their pressure in their left foot at address. And as they go back, they'll try and keep it there. Because what we're trying to do is keep that. Keep the two axes, your sternum and your belly button on top of each other. And at the moment we've got a little bit of a tilt there, which is okay, that's no problem. But we've got a lot of pressure in that right foot. When you do that, you tend not to rotate as effectively. Okay. So what will happen is the top half will move. It'll move over your right hand side a bit too much, and in 2/100ths of a second, from there to there, you've then got to move back again. And it's just a little difficult to do that.
It's like I'm swaying.
That's correct. Yeah. So what happens is most of the pressure now is on your right foot. And essentially, you're not using the ground. We want you to use the ground forces. We want you to push against the ground to create some sort of force, yeah? And we'll have less pressure on that foot now, even less than what it started with. So therefore, we want to try and keep basically 30 to 40% of the pressure in that left foot, because then you're going to move back again. So hence the reason why you find it easier to hit a shorter club than a longer club. On the other side, when we start to look at, we can tell that you sit behind a desk.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So we want to try and zero that out as much as we can. Otherwise, the neck, the cervical spine, which is your neck, and the upper thoracic spine will start to find different ways to compensate in different areas.
How do you just pull your head back and that sort of straight?
Pretty much, yeah. We get you to
Shoulders
activate your shoulder blades and get you in a little bit better posture that way, and educate that. Because for most of your life and up until just recently, you've been sitting behind a desk, so your head's gone forwards.
Yeah, I realised that before coming
Yeah.
here.
So in other words, we're going to get you in a little bit better posture that way. We use a whole bunch of stuff. Thanks to some professors and way smarter people than I ever will be that work in that field. So Professor Carolyn Richardson's one of them. She used to work for NASA, and she's based up the Sunshine Coast, Australian lady. She's about mid-70s now, and we do a lot of work with her skull caps. So we have a cap that we put on, we push down so we can use the anti-gravity system in your body to get you actually stand up straight. As soon as you start doing that, we alleviate a lot of back pain and pressure and whatnot. That's down the track though somewhere, I would suggest. And if you're not already doing stuff like that, I would more than likely source that.
Yep.
Gravity Fit is her company. She's a smart human being. So essentially that will improve, because your top of your back there will go that way quite easily, but then it won't rotate because you'll effectively grind. You not grind, but you'll it'll be less effective in your rotation. You'll start to zero it out and straighten it out a bit. Okay. Pretty good. Club face a little open, but we won't get to that. I'm quite happy with that position. There's actually a lot of good stuff going on there. Due to a lot of things, we start to see you straighten up through impact, through here. So your head will stay the same place, but you'll extend a little bit differently than what we'd like to.
Yeah.
As far as how you've set up on the other side, it's got to catch up. So there's a sequencing issue there, from where you started to where you are there. That's why you'll hit some really, really good shots, and you'll play some really nice holes, and then you'll play some interesting ones.
Yeah, I hit the ground.
Yeah.
Before the ball.
Yeah. So you won't rotate at the same time. If your pelvis is going this way, you won't keep on rotating that way.
Yeah.
So apart from that, there's some really cool stuff going on in there, and we just got to give you a little bit of knowledge and what to practice and how to practice it, and I think you'll be fine with playing the game. And obviously then that dirty P word practice comes into it.
Well, I'm not afraid of practice. It's just I don't want to go to the range and hit balls practicing and swinging. I have no idea.
Sure.
About, so
Yeah.
That's why I'm sort of here.
I understand that. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.